The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,210,905. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 22,519. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 6,909, with total confirmed deaths at 186. We anticipate those numbers to increase as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins, filling in for Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Well, trends continue to show signs of hope for Los Angeles County as public health officials report some of the lowest new daily case numbers in months. 318 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded in the last 24 hours, with 52 new deaths attributed to the virus. There's also 865 people hospitalized with COVID, with 28% of those in the ICU. Los Angeles also dropped in its test positivity rate from 2.5% to 2%. Officials say if the county continues to see these kinds of declines in case rates, the county could move into the next less restrictive orange tier as early as April. Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors announced new guidance focusing on educating businesses rather than punishing them for COVID safety violations. As indoor dining, movie theaters, and gyms begin to reopen this week under less restrictive tiers, county supervisors provided clarification that they would only penalize the worst or repeat offenders for not following safety protocols or putting employees or the public in danger. The vote by the board was unanimous. Supervisor Janice Hahn and Catherine Barger had tried last week to pass a motion directing health inspectors not to impose any fines at all on a first visit. Barger said she hopes by removing the threat of a fine on the first offense, it would create a more collaborative spirit between environmental health inspectors and the business community. Inspectors have been directed to only consider a fine on a first visit for the most significant or egregious violations or those who are repeat violators whom at that point may even have their health permit suspended or revoked. Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer shared with supervisors that inspectors are focused on helping businesses come into compliance as hundreds are out daily. It's estimated that the department is responsible for inspecting upwards of 60,000 businesses. All of Southern California has now moved into a less restrictive tier. Based on current state data and projections, 12 counties, including Los Angeles, along with Ventura, Santa Barbara, Riverside, San Diego, Kern, Lake, Monterey, Sacramento, Sutter, Tehama, and Tulare received the green light to shift from the purple to the red tier. These counties joined 13 more counties in the state that announced their move into the red tier last week. Now, this will impact close to 20 million of the state's 40 million residents as more sectors are able to reopen. The red tier within the state's blueprint for reopening plan allows for indoor sectors like movie theaters and gyms to open again, along with museums, zoos, and aquariums, and indoor dining, which are allowed to reopen at 25% capacity. And in just 2 weeks, starting April 1st, theme parks and outdoor live performances, such as concerts and sporting events, will be able to welcome back fans at 15% capacity. The popular Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach is reopening their indoor exhibits and galleries once again. With limited capacity, guests will be able to enjoy many of the features that closed at the start of the pandemic. The facility's outdoor exhibits have been open since January this year. This reopening is also good news for employees, many of whom were forced to reduce their hours or furlough. Now, face coverings and physical distancing is still required to visit, and extra hand sanitizing stations have been installed. Guests are encouraged to purchase tickets in advance. A new study is showing some alarming findings regarding the B.1.1.7 COVID-19 variant. Now, this was first identified in the United Kingdom in October of 2020, and the study says it may pose a 61% higher risk of death in 28 days. This was published in the journal Nature and is in line with a study published just a week ago that reported the UK variant had a 64% higher 28-day risk of death among people older than 30. Although both studies note in general the 28-day mortality risk remains low for most of the population. The study ultimately supports the analysis that suggests the B.1.1.7 variant is not only more transmissible than the pre-existing SARS-CoV-2 variants, but it may cause more severe illness. Local legislators are hoping to stress the urgency of completing the Metro Line C extension within this decade. In a letter written to the Board of Directors of the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Congressman Ted Lieu and Congresswoman Maxine Waters urged members to expedite the completion and opening of the Metro Line C extension by 2028. The C Line extension to Torrance is part of the 28 initiative, a goal to complete 28 transit infrastructure projects before the start of the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. The two South Bay representatives said it would be a key promise to fulfill for the South Bay community. This project will be able to connect travelers and commuters to the region and help ease some of the gridlock and air pollution by offering this alternative line into Torrance. They vowed to push for more federal funding for Metro and this project to help improve LA's transportation infrastructure. The nation's largest senior living home operator is being called out by California authorities. The state's attorney general and local officials are suing the Brookdale Senior Living Inc.'s 10 California-based skilled nursing facilities. The suit claims the company endangered the health of tens of thousands of patients and forced families to quickly find them new homes by failing to give at least 30 days notice for transfers or discharges as required for skilled nursing homes. The suit also says the company did this in order to fill its beds with residents who will bring in more money. The suit also alleges Brookdale over-reported its nursing staff hours and gave false information to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, which also awards star ratings to facilities to help give consumers a guide to picking a quality senior care facility. The Tennessee-based company operates in 43 states with 726 independent living, assisted living, memory care, and continuing care retirement communities that serve nearly 64,000 residents across the country. California Attorney General Javier Becerra said they are holding Brookdale accountable for artificially increasing its profits by cutting corners when transferring or discharging its patients. People waiting for their unemployment claims to process may have to wait a little while longer. According to the state's Employment Development Department and their official dashboard, nearly 1 million claims are still stuck in a backlog by those who filed for unemployment benefits in California. Just a week ago on March 10th, the most recent update showed the backlog totaling just about 1 million claims and taking more than 3 weeks to process. That includes 993,100 initial unemployment claims and 122,700 continuing claims. The EDD says over the course of the year, the surge in new claims due to the pandemic has gone up 1,300%, processing close to 20.9 million claims, paying a total of $127.8 billion in unemployment benefits. This is 5 times the amount paid during the worst year of the Great Recession in 2010. Now, the EDD is also said to have paid close to $10 billion in claims to unverified identities and $810 million to prison inmates. The EDD announced at the beginning of the year that the total EDD fraud could reach $31 billion. Just in time for St. Patrick's Day, many Americans will see more green in their bank accounts beginning today, as an estimated 85% of Americans are considered eligible to receive the $1,400 stimulus check. March 17th was the date the Internal Revenue Service selected for millions to receive direct payments. According to the Consumer Bankers Association, there is a 2-day standard waiting period before accounts are funded in these kinds of transactions, giving the government time to fix any potential mistakes. It also allows for financial institutions to look for potential fraud. Now, the IRS said the majority of the estimated 160 million $1,400 checks will be sent by direct deposit. Some financial institutions have made funds already available as of last weekend. This third round will be made available to those who were eligible and filed a 2020 tax return already, those who filed a 2019 tax return, and even those who didn't file a tax return but registered for the first stimulus check using the special non-filers portal last year. Also eligible are people who receive Social Security or Railroad Retirement Board benefits, supplementary security income, or veterans benefits in 2020. You can learn more at irs.gov. With many St. Patrick's Day celebrations happening at restaurants and breweries, local law enforcement authorities say they will be out in full force tonight to keep a close watch of roads in search of people driving under the influence. The California Highway Patrol and the Torrance Police Department remind drivers to buckle up, slow down, don't drive distracted, and never drive impaired. Torrance Police announced they plan to increase enforcement during the hours of 3 p.m. to midnight tonight throughout the city and advised calling 911 if you see a suspected drunk driver on the road. Now, authorities say alcohol isn't the only substance that can lead to an arrest for driving under the influence. Mixing drugs and alcohol or taking prescription medication and then getting behind the wheel can also lead to dangerous, impaired driving. According to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, in 2020, 327 fatal alcohol-related crashes took place on St. Patrick's Day. In California, state highway patrol officers made 67 arrests for driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Wellness Wednesday returns today, and Jin Chun shares with us an important campaign that's kicking off today and how everyone at home can help.
Throughout this pandemic, the most vulnerable members of our community have been hardest hit, and a local group of residents have been dedicated to raising awareness and offering support to those in need. The Torrance Social Services Commission, which was established in 2016, was designed to address issues concerning the city's veterans, those experiencing homelessness, adults with developmental disabilities, and children with special needs. And throughout the past year, the commission has continued their mission to serve those most in need, and one of their projects is the annual toiletry drive. And for today's Wellness Wednesday, we've invited one of the commissioners to talk about this incredible effort and how you can help too. Commissioner Steve Lays joins us. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
The annual toiletry drive that launches actually today and runs through the end of the month is designed to meet the needs of the community as well as the organizations that the commission has partnered with. Now, what are some of the items that you're looking for?
Right, so the commission is seeking donations of new and unopened items. They can be travel size or regular size, but Specifically, we're looking for body wipes, bath towels, feminine hygiene products, razors, shaving lotion, hand sanitizer, toothbrushes, things like that.
Now, during the pandemic, what has been some of the top concerns addressed by the commission?
So we've continued to serve the commission in our normal areas of, we're especially concerned with the increase in homelessness in the area. And this is one of the ways that we see that we can support the various service providers in the homeless community.
And just as a reminder, there will be collection boxes at the City Hall lobby and the Community Development Department's Permit Center. And there's also another opportunity to drive up and drop off. Tell us about that and how it will also follow safety protocols as we are still in this pandemic.
Right. So the toiletry drive, as you noted, kicks off on March 17th, 1st. But if you're unable to drop off in person, you can show up fully masked in your vehicle on March 20th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in front of the West Annex building, located right next there to City Hall. And so, just have it ready in your trunk and someone can show up and drop it off. We'll have a member pick it up.
It doesn't get any easier. And just a reminder, they should be brand new. My family and I did this over the holidays. We just went to sort of the dollar store and picked up a bunch of different things that I think, $10 for us will go a long way for someone that means new shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste. So I think if you put it in that perspective, it's really doable, this drive.
Absolutely. And the commission welcomes any donation, no matter how large, as long as it's new and unopened.
Great. Thank you so much, Commissioner, and good luck with the drive.
All right. Thank you.
And you'll see up on our screen the locations and dates of the toiletry drive. For more information, you can go to torranceca.gov/helpothers.
Thanks so much, Jen and Commissioner Lays. Well, the Torrance City Council members met online last night to discuss city business. Some of the items included a proclamation declaring March American Red Cross Month in the city of Torrance. This has been a national celebration since 1943. The American Red Cross uses this month to share some of their accomplishments as well as campaign to share their needs. This year's theme is Be All In, which asks the community to consider making a donation or volunteering to help their life-saving mission. Torrance City Manager Aram Chaparian also gave updates on the city's COVID-19 response and recovery efforts, sharing that the city, in alliance with the county, is working with local businesses to help reopen or expand many closed sectors due to the pandemic, as the county shifts to the red, less restrictive tier. He also spoke about the difficult year the city has endured as the county marks the 1-year anniversary of the first Safer at Home order. He shared that the COVID numbers are improving, more people are getting vaccinated, and there is hope for the local economy. The city's Community Development Director, Danny Santana, also gave a detailed 2020 year in review report. There were a number of other administrative matters that were discussed in last night's meeting as well. You can view the full meeting online now at torranceca.gov, on our City Cable channel, on YouTube, and on the city's social media platforms. And be sure to mark your calendars for a unique online event taking place tomorrow. The South Bay City's Council of Governments will host a TED-like talk covering topics like transportation, the environment, public housing, homelessness, and economic development. State and local legislators have been invited to speak at SBCCOG's 21st Annual General Assembly, which will take place virtually tomorrow, March 18th, from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. This is free to attend, and you must register ahead to view the complete list of speakers and see the schedule of events. Go to sbccog.swoogo.com/home. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Torrance was the lucky recipient of a local Girl Scouts project. Thanks to Natalia and Jean Bellamin, they helped to install several mason bee houses throughout the South Bay, including one at the Torrance Madrona Marsh and one at Entradero Park. These bees will reside in their new homes and become important pollinators in each of the habitats they now occupy. They are also solitary bees, which means they are considered non-aggressive and should not pose any problems. What a great way to bring a little beauty to our community, one bee house at a time. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Jin Chun fills in for Ben McCain to bring you the latest. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.